Hey guys, we are in the basement, and today we're going to review a pinball machine. We're actually going to revisit a review that I did 3 or 4 years ago. We're going to review Whirlwind, which was a game I picked up about 3-4 years ago. I did a review of it when I first got it, and at the time, you know, I was just kind of starting to do these YouTube videos, and I actually didn't, this was my first pinball machine, and when I did the video, I didn't even realize that the cellar door here wasn't working. Some of the viewers pointed that out. And you know, I love this game so much that I just kind of want to revisit it and do an even more thorough review than I did last time, because I think it really deserves it. And like I said, this was the first pinball machine I ever purchased. Now I've had, I don't know, 7, 8 different pinball machines. This game has lasted. You know, this is a game that I will not get rid of. I just like it that much. The game was released in 1990 by Williams, and it was designed by Pat Lawlor. You know, Pat Lawlor, you know, I've mentioned him before. He's kind of like the rock star of these pinball machines. He created the Addams Family. He created, you know, the Family Guy, Roadshow, Earthshaker, Banzai Run. I mean, this guy, Twilight Zone. I mean, he has basically designed some of the best-selling pinball machines of all time. The Addams Family and the Twilight Zone are 2 of the top-selling pins ever, and he designed both of those. Now, this game, what's interesting, though, because this game came out before Addams Family and Twilight Zone and all that, but he kind of, I think, really was kind of finding his style. He really found it here. I think that this is where he kind of developed these shots, because you'll see a lot of these same shots on a lot of his games. You know, like this kind of ramp shop here, the way he likes to handle the out lanes here. You know, this is all kind of foreshadowing the scoops right here, all kind of foreshadowing, I think, for what he was going to do later. And he's kind of, this is kind of like part of his little toolbox, these shots, and he's carrying them over from game to game to game. So let's talk about the hardware a little bit. This is a Williams System 11 game. It doesn't have a dot matrix display. Like you see my NBA Fast Break there. Has a dot matrix display. This has an LED display, which is an alphanumeric display. Only shows numbers and letters, and they're actually pretty creative with how they use that display, and really kind of makes it seem very lively, even though it's just an alphanumeric display. The object of the game, actually, you know what? I want to take the glass off because it's a lot easier to kind of look at things and touch them. So let's take the glass off real quick. Let me grab the key, and actually I'll show you guys how the glass comes off a pinball machine. So we're just going to put the key in here, and we need to remove the lock bar, which is this guy right here. And if you look in here, let me turn the light on. There's a little handle right here, and we just pull that back, and then after you do that, you can pull off the lock bar. And then after you take the lock bar off, the glass just slides out. And I remember when I got this game, again, it was my first pinball machine. You know, just something like that, taking the glass off was a big mystery, because I had no idea how to take glass off a pinball machine. Alright, so let's take this off. I'm going to put this down so I don't break anything. Alright, so we have the glass off, and by the way, that is tempered glass. You know, pretty durable stuff, but it can break, and when it breaks, this entire sheet of glass will be transformed into about 2,000 little round, like diamonds, you know, glass diamonds. Anyway, okay, so let's kind of talk about the features of this game. This game has 3 flippers. There's 2 down here, and there's 1 up there. It has these spinners, which are really cool. And these spinners interact with the fan. Because this is like a natural disaster theme, it's like a tornado theme, there's a fan up here. So when you start the storm mode, this fan's going to be blowing, and these spinners are going to be spinning. And these spinners basically mess with the ball, and the fan fan is actually kind of messing with you. It's blowing air on your face. It's actually a really neat effect, and really just a very obvious idea because of the theme, but you know what? No one ever did anything like that, and it was just so brilliant at the time. The game has 3 pop bumpers, you know, which is good. Yeah, pinball machines without pop bumpers always feel a little strange. This one has 3. It has a ramp here that goes up and down. You can actually lock the ball underneath here. The ramp here also comes down to a diverter, and this is actually where you're locking the balls, but the last ball you're going to lock under that ramp that will go up. And the object of the game here is basically to finish all of these different modes, okay? And besides getting multi-ball started, but you want to basically get all of these modes going. And you start these modes by getting the ball into the cellar when the cellar light is lit, okay? Now during the game, each of these are going to be lit at a different time. So when we start the game, one of them will randomly be lit. And let's say it's light quick multi-ball. And it'll be kind of flashing. And to start that, again, we need to just hit the ball into this if it's lit. If it's not lit, that means we already got the bonus for that round, and we have to relight it. And there's a couple ways to relight it. And one of them is to have the ball go down this out lane right here, and it'll come to the flipper, and you'll have about 2-3 seconds to get it in here, because it'll temporarily light, and you can just kind of ink and then hit it right up there. Or another way to get this to light again is to go up this ramp, which means taking this shot here and going all the way around. And basically what you want to do then is, after you collect the bonus here, it'll stay lit, and then you want to complete all of them. You want to get them all lit solidly, and then once you do, you'll kind of start almost like this wizard mode, where basically all of those modes will be going on at one time. And the modes are this: upper jets are on, which are these here, which basically means I think you get extra points for that. You're going to score 500,000. Extra ball target is on, which is a huge one. And if you hit that little that little drop target right there, you'll collect the extra ball target. 3 bank targets are 100,000 points. Meaning if you can get all 3 of these bank targets right here, you get 100,000 points. Light the quick multi-ball, and you want to lock the ball underneath this ramp, and then bam, you start a quick multi-ball. Light the million shot, which is this shot right here, and that also requires you to go up this ramp from that top right flipper. And then the lower jets are on, which are going to be these right here. Meaning you're going to get better points. It says 5,000 when flashing. I tell you what, that's kind of the overview of the game. And also, we want to start multi-ball. This is also a very big part of the game, besides getting all those bonuses. Starting multi-ball, during the game we're going to have various targets lit, and they're basically different compass directions. So it says northwest here, northeast, southeast, and you basically want to hit all of the lit targets, and once you hit all of them, it's going to start the storm. This ramp is going to come down, and you basically then want to lock the ball by hitting the ball up that ramp, and it's going to come back here and lock. And then during that whole time, these spinners will be spinning and the fan will be going. So I tell you what, why don't I set up the tripod and we'll just kind of start a game and show you guys how it plays. Okay, we have the tripod set up here now. I have the game on free play. So hopefully we will have a good game here. I'm not a really great pinball player, but I do okay on this. But it's kind of hit or miss with pinball, man. So hopefully I have a good game. So, alright, so all these games have skill shots. The skill shot in this game is you want to get the pinball to hit one of these drop targets, or all of them if you can. And it takes a little bit of finesse to do that, so let's go ahead, and we didn't do it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get that. I got the first bonus up there, and that was the lower jets on. And now, I also want to start working on the different compass directions here. Northwest, northwest, northeast, so we can start the, get the lock mode going, so we can start multi-ball. I'm cheating. I don't want to film this video over and over again trying to get the great game. lock the first ball. So let's see if I can do that without too much effort.
Storm is coming.
Alright, there we go. We've locked the first ball.
And over. All clear.
And so it says there, one ball locked. So now we gotta lock one more here. We do that again by, we gotta get the compass, all the different locations there. Okay, so all we need now is that target right there to lock the second ball.
Now, looky here.
Cool. So I just lit extra ball. I just started the storm. So let's grab that extra ball. An extra ball target is back there. Extra ball is that drop target in the center that we're going to try to hit. Ah, shit. Alright, we have locked the second ball. So now we need to lock the third ball. We lock the third ball by going under that ramp, and that's going to start our multi-ball. Oh, come on. Okay, there we go. So we've started multi-ball, and during multi-ball, we want to get the $1 million point shot, which is that right there. And we did it. So, the true objective of this is got an extra ball there. I get that shot. There's two balls in there. There we go. Okay, so I just lost multi-ball, but I just got it back again by getting it into the cellar in the amount of time that they give you. It's like a couple seconds. Oh shit. I just lost it. Alright, so that was multi-ball. That was actually a pretty good run in multi-ball. The main objective of multi-ball, though, is basically to get up that ramp right back there to get 1 million points for every shot. And if you're pretty good at it, you could really spam that and get some major points. But, I mean, this is pretty much the gist of the game. I think I'm going to stop playing, because I would imagine this gets a little boring after a while. So let's stop playing here. Let me show you guys kind of the inside of the game. Okay, so why don't we stop the game? I think you guys kind of get it. I mean, basically, the play is going to continue here. And really, you want to get all of these cellar bonuses down here, because that starts like the wizard mode, which is crazy awesome. So let's kill the game. That you guys kind of get the idea of it. I actually want to kind of show you guys like the boards and kind of how it all looks inside. I actually just hit the tilt button right there. Which is going to reset the game. Okay, let me kind of show you guys like what it looks like underneath the playfield and what it looks like behind the back glass too. So we're going to go ahead and lift the playfield up. I actually need to remove the balls before we do this because otherwise they're going to fall out which would be bad news. So we're going to lift it up here, and it's going to come in here and eject all the balls out. Okay, so let's go ahead and just kind of tilt the playfield back, and you guys can kind of see kind of how it looks underneath. But yeah, this is basically a pinball machine, and so, you know, they're actually kind of fun to work on because it's pretty simple mechanical type stuff. We've got like solenoids right here. They're just, it's actually amazing that this game works, to be honest. I mean, this is just, I mean, the engineering, and it's very simple engineering, really, and it's very reliable, believe it or not. I mean, the game works pretty well, and balls don't get stuck. Lights light when they're supposed to, and things spin when they're supposed to, and it's just amazing what they were able to pull off with very simple mechanics. And basically, everything revolves around these coils, these solenoids, and light bulbs and switches. I mean, that is basically what a pinball machine is. And then they do some different things with drop targets, and this is the spinner motor right here. You can see that. That's the motor that's actually spinning those discs that are above. And then you see these kind of little circuit boards here that have lights in them. Each one of these actually is a light bulb, you know, so that's kind of cool. You've got light bulb sockets over here and switches over there. But yeah, that's basically the game. And the bottom here is the speaker that gives us kind of the bassy sound. Here's a transformer. There's a service outlet down here, and I've got a bunch of junk in here. So you can see here, this is Whirlwind. There's a serial number. I mean, it's a cryptic serial number. It doesn't really mean much. It says, because I know they did not make 331,000 of these. They probably made about 7,000 or 8,000 of these games. So let's bring the playfield down. You can see it was inspected by our Carlo. Okay, so let me put this down real quick. I don't want to break anything. My game is kind of a player's game. I actually ordered a replacement playfield from CPR, which is Classic Playfield Reproductions. On these games, a lot of these Whirlwinds, you're going to see wear around the spinners right here, where the ball kind of, when it goes off this plastic onto the wood, it kind of chews into this. And this has Mylar on it, factory Mylar. So right here, there's a thin film of plastic, basically, that's over this playfield. And I never took it off because I don't want to, because it would just be a nightmare to do. So I left the factory Mylar on. See, pinballs from this era, this was actually when they started switching from these kind of lacquer playfields, which is what they did forever, you know, from the 40s and 50s and 60s. They always did these kind of lacquered playfields, and then they kind of went on to an automotive type clear coat, and Williams actually calls that diamond plating. This game here is diamond plated, that game is diamond plated. Both of these games have immaculate playfields. This one is not diamond plated, and it's got a lot of wear because the lacquer finish just doesn't stand up. And actually, Whirlwind was one of the first games, I believe, that they actually did put the diamond plate on some of these, but mine is not a diamond plate version. It is a lacquer version. But again, you know, I did order a new playfield for this. It's about $600. I'm actually not looking forward to doing it. I'm a little intimidated to do a complete teardown and install a new playfield, but I really love this game, and I'm going to invest the time in it. And you know, this is a game I want to keep for a long time. I like everything about it. Mine's actually in pretty good shape. The cabinet is in really good shape. Just the playfield is a little bit worn. I really like the artwork in this game. It's done by John Youssi. You can see in the back glass here, there's actually some interesting things in the back glass. One right here is this kid with this little, he's got like a Williams sticker on his hat, and that is a sticker actually. Underneath that on the original artwork was a Cubs logo. And I guess the Chicago Cubs didn't really like that too much. You know, Williams and Bally, they were Chicago companies, so obviously they had a little bit of, you know, bias there, and they put a Cubs logo on the kid's hat, and so they actually had to put a sticker over these. So on the early ones, you'll see the Cubs logo, and then on the later ones, the Cubs logo's still there. It's just under a sticker. I never took the sticker off. Also, I guess this is Pat Lawlor, the designer of the game. You can see in his hand, he has this panic button, and that's kind of his signature thing. In all of his games, you're going to see this panic button in the artwork, especially when John Youssi's doing the artwork. And Pat will not reveal what it means. You'll see that. Just go look at like Twilight Zone and Addams Family. That panic button is in all of the artwork on Funhouse, and it's actually his company logo these days. Pat Lawlor Design is this panic button, and but he just won't tell anyone what it means. It was kind of an inside joke. Who knows? Maybe they were making fun of the corporate heads or something with that. I don't know. Let's kind of take a peek inside back here behind the translite. And what you do, you just kind of put a key in here, and then this lifts out. This is glass, so you got to be kind of careful here. I'm going to put the camera down because I do not want to break this translite, because you know what? I have broken that translite before. When I first got this game, I put the translite on here, and it slid off the pinball machine and hit the concrete floor of my garage, and it was not fun. Alright, so back here, after you remove the translite, you can see there's a piece of wood here with these light bulbs, and that's how it's basically lighting up the back glass. And so we kind of lift up this little thing here, and then this opens up, and here are our PCBs. So this is the main CPU board right here. Up in the top right corner is our power supply. We've got a driver board right there. This is an audio board up in here. And this is, I don't know what purpose that board is. I actually recently did some work on this PCB. I had some issues with the battery losing my settings because I had a little bit of corrosion here on the battery holder. And then Williams originally put a battery holder directly on the PCB, and it was a really shitty battery holder too. So what I did is I remote mounted it, and you can see it's right there. So, and that was actually a very easy process to do. I just removed the old one, I desoldered it, and then I attached 2 wires, one to positive, one to negative, and I ran a wire then to just a plastic battery holder I got from Radio Shack. I actually had to get a 4-cell battery holder. This game actually needs 3 cells, so in the last cell I just put a diode across there just to kind of jump the last cell. But you can see I kind of remote mounted the battery, and that was definitely, and now if these batteries ever leak, it's okay because they're gonna leak right there on the wood and not harm the boards, because you know I don't want to ruin the electronics with battery acid. There's really no excuse these days to do that because everybody knows by now that these batteries on the boards are bad news. So if you've got batteries on your PCBs, you definitely want to get those off of there, remote mount them, replace them with safer solutions, just do something in general. But basically, you know, that's it. That is kind of, you know, this is a, by the way, this is a Williams System 11 pinball machine. I believe this is 11B. There's different revisions, minor changes between all the different revisions, but I believe this is 11B. But yeah, that's it, man. That is Whirlwind. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and that's really about it. So I want to thank you guys for subscribing to my little channel, and if you haven't subscribed yet, now would be a great time to click on that little subscribe button. And you know, I release new videos every Sunday, and so if you subscribe, you'll get a little notice saying, hey, John uploaded a new video. Also, check out my podcast, Video Game Outsiders. That's at videogameoutsiders.com. And also, you know, we do broadcast that live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. at allgames.com. So check it out live, allgames.com, 9 p.m. Eastern. And also check out my forums at johnsarcade.com. Anyway, guys, that's it. We'll see you later. Take care, have fun, and bye.